CRMK Online.
Chicago, and I'm alive again here on CRMK. A very, very warm welcome on this really rather wet, horrible, miserable day here in Newport Pagnell at any rate. But I'm Mike Barry.
I'm Bob Bluffield.
I'm Kev Slaymaker.
I'm Alan Rallion.
And together we are
the Grumpy Old Men.
Yes, indeed, we are the Grumpy Old Men. And listen, as we go through this morning's show, all the comments that you hear will be attributable to Kevin. I think
Kevin.
I think it's Kevin's turn this week.
Kevin is responsible for the comments.
He's Paul Alexander last week.
Yeah,
but I think because he's had holidays and recording sessions and all the rest of it. And I think we really need a cardboard effigy of what he looks like.
It's all right making him responsible, but I don't believe the drugs are an excuse.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I couldn't believe it this morning. The cocktail.
Yeah, that was awful.
It was. I thought to myself, I've seen hospital dispensaries with less of a mixture.
I know. It's just like that, isn't it?
Talking of which, did you see this girl has been arrested in Cairo for taking painkillers? Mind you, it was 300.
300 is,
excessive, isn't it?
One might suspect a little something there. I think the people in Cairo are not being totally unreasonable, as it's been banned and there's 300. If she had a couple of pills for her own personal use, years, I think that would be different. But 300, I'd want to question that a little bit more. They were in her case, weren't they?
Yeah, but it's something you've got to be very wary of when you go to the Middle East.
Is it correct that she was actually taking them for somebody else?
Yeah, her boyfriend. Did he work over there or
you
what?
can have
I don't know.
a degree of sympathy until you hear that, really, can't you?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Well, there we go. It's the Grumpy Old Men for 2 hours here on CRMK. And if you'd like to comment or join in the show, then tough. Can't do it today. We're not going to tell you the number that you can do it. But I'll give you a little clue. It's 07790 385 385. All right, 07790 385 385. Or you can email me, mike@crmk.co.uk. Or
you could go to the Facebook page, which is The Grumpy Old Men and Women. We're not sexist here. The Grumpy Old Men and Women Facebook page. That's the one with the yellowy colour logo, because there are impersonators.
yes, there are imposters on it. So there we go. Before we sort of get stuck into the show, we had a CRMK sort of social night.
We did indeed. Yeah.
You know, it was quite nice, wasn't it?
Not bad, was it?
Well, it was good to. I sat back because, unfortunately, I sort of got a little bit of a privileged position in the sense that I trained most of the guys, so I knew most of them all. But it was interesting to watch them go running around and sort of shaking hands with each other, saying, you know, oh, what's your name? You know, which is what the social was all about, really. You know,
yeah, but I don't know if you're anything like me. I tell you your name 1 minute, 5 minutes later you've forgotten it.
Well, that's yes. My wife, who, as you admitted, was slightly grumpy last night.
Slightly.
I say that knowing that she's not listening, but and if she is, well, I find lots changed on the door when I get home, you know. But yeah, she kept saying to me, "Who's that? Who's that?" And I was going around and I was saying, "Well, that's so and so, and that's so and so, and that's so and so." You know.
Yeah, they're funny women, aren't they? They ask this, and how old are they? Are they married?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
What's the name of the hell do I know? You know, what's Kevin's wife like? So I told her. What's her name? I said, I think it's Linda. Is it Linda?
It's Linda with a Y.
Linda with a Y. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
at least I remembered that.
We've got a Linda with an I.
How old's Jason? I don't know how old Jason is.
And congratulations to Jason.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, one of our presenters, Jason, just had a little boy.
No, he didn't. His partner did.
Well, he was there. He helped.
Yeah, but
he did the pushing.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's really. There we go. So, anyway, good morning, listener, and welcome. I think we'll kick off with this little old rich boy, Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, dear.
He's got a £3 million VAT refund on his jet. Now, then, I'm sorry, I just totally agree with it. You know,
what? He's got the refund?
Yes, yeah, because you know he's not doing really anything wrong. I mean, all right, he's not. What's the word? He's not evading tax.
Well, I think he is actually, because it's for his personal use. Now, if it's for business use, it would be deductible. It would be refundable, should I say? But because he's only ever used a plane allegedly for his own enjoyment, he should be paying it, like you and I would. He should not be getting it back.
Well,
that's the borderline. I mean, they come round, when the VAT people come round, they look at your books and they say, well, we allow this, we won't allow that, you've got to repay that. I tried to claim for a guard dog at one time.
Yeah, and it was the wife.
No, it was my Cocker Spaniel. And then it was a bit soppy, isn't it?
Well, my brother-in-law was, in fact, one of the top 10 potters in the country. Very, very famous.
He's potty.
And he had the VAT man round one day, and he offered the VAT man a coffee. And
I know
the VAT man said yes, you know, and he brought it out in the coffee cups that he made, you know.
Yeah.
And the VAT man spent hours and hours trying to find out where he'd put in his books the fact that he'd bought these cups off of himself and paid the VAT on it. You know, and he looks at the VAT man like it was stupid. You know, well, very fortunately, the guy who did his books was his local bank manager, and so he phoned him up, and you know, the guy came across and sort of said to who knew the VAT man, but sort of said to him, you know, look, this is stupid, isn't it? You know, and the VAT man did reluctantly agree, you know, but how absolutely pathetic, you know.
Yeah, I had something similar with because we gave our customers coffee.
Yeah.
We should. They told us we should be charging for him, and I said why. It's a concession thing. Well, you can't claim your VAT back on your coffee. Well, there isn't any VAT on coffee, is there?
No,
as far as I know. But on other things...
Yeah, the milk and that, you know.
Biscuits, if you gave them biscuits.
Chocolate biscuits especially, you know, yeah. I mean, I'm really rather annoyed, actually, this week, where you've got things like, you know, the Queen is avoiding paying taxes, you know. I mean... it's the Duchy of Cornwall's estate, and she's got advisors. And of course, there was this very small amount of money went into Bright House, which is, as we all know, a company that's got problems at the moment, and Threshers has gone busted anyway. And, you know, do you think the Queen, who's got millions, and the Duchy of Cornwall, which is a massive organisation, you know, do you think she sits down there every day and goes through all her tax things?
Well, no, she doesn't, but her advisors do. So, I mean, they've done this for a very good reason, haven't they?
Yes, but, I mean, it's the advisors, it's the company that should be blamed for it, not the Queen, you know. I find it really rather ludicrous.
I mean, all this business anyway, it's the tax rules are wrong, aren't they? There's too many loopholes that these people that are multi-rich and mega-rich could get away with, isn't it?
Unfortunately, they make things too complicated. Just keep things simple. If you earn £100, 20% tax, done, sorted.
Well, in a lot of cases, the tax people themselves don't understand the rules.
Yeah,
you know,
well, they don't. You're quite right there.
You know,
I've rung up on a number of occasions because of things that
you? Sorry?
Hello.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Madian.
Oh, you're awake.
He's joined us
I am
now.
awake.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I have had to...
Trish, he's awake.
He gets some stick, doesn't he?
He's awake. Trish, you know, this morning the poor man couldn't find his car keys. Could not find his car keys.
Did she agree with us? She agreed last night. It's very much the Alan Mallion show.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Well, welcome to the Alan Mallion show. And I'd like to talk about the taxman this morning.
Anyway, well,
I've had to ring him a few times, and one of the questions I posed, I said, how much is a reasonable amount to pay somebody some expenses for an overnight stay? And the taxman went, it depends on their status.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean? She said, well, if you've got a building worker, such as a plumber, working overnight, what might deem to be reasonable for the plumber might be very different from what's deemed reasonable for the CEO of the company.
Yeah, quite right.
And so she said, you know, what we work it against is what's reasonable for that position. If you paid the plumber £1,000 a night to stay in a posh hotel, that might be deemed as unreasonable. If you paid the CEO of a major corporation £1,000 a night to stay in a posh hotel, that might deem to be appropriate to the job.
Mm. It's the same with VAT, you know, because I got charged VAT on books that I brought into the country from the Far East, and the customer said, you've got to pay VAT on them. I said, no, there's not VAT on books. They said, yes, there is. I said, no, there's not. And I argued this for about 10 minutes. I ended up paying it. So I checked with the office, you know, when I got back, and they said, you can reclaim that. But it wasn't worth it, you know. I mean, I had other stuff as well, so clothing and whatever they charge them. But there's different agreements about this. I mean, you can bring in clothing, say, from Bali, as I believe at that time anyway, and you didn't have to pay VAT on that, but on other, or import duty, but on other countries, because of the arrangements, the trading arrangements you've got various countries, it gets more than complicated.
I had to smile once coming through RAF Lynham, and the customs people were there.
You have customs there.
Yeah, you have the customs as well, you know. And it's interesting because you don't have the green and the red channels, you know. You just go through, and the customs man says, you know, you've got anything to declare. And this guy said, he said, I've got a camera, because we had a system out there where if you bought something and it was a year old, then you didn't pay any duty on it. And this guy said, I've got this Pentax camera, you know, and the customer guy said, well, how long have you had it, you know? So he said, well, I've had it 6 months. So he said, oh, right, and I said, well, I'm afraid you're going to have to pay tax on it, you know. Can I see it, you see? So the guy showed it to him. So he said, right. He said, well, yeah. He said, because it's 6 months old, he said, and he said, yes. He said, it's probably worth £100. He said, I'm going to have to charge you, you know, £2.50 or whatever it was. So this bloke looks at the customs bloke and says, what do you mean £100? He said, I paid £600 for that camera, you know. And the customs bloke was saying, oh, did you, sir? He said, well, in which case the £2.50 goes to £30, you know. And because we're all looking at this guy, you know, the customs bloke's got a great big grin on his face, you know, and there's dawn on his bloke, you know, and then he suddenly said, Yes, he said, I think it probably is only worth £100, you know. And
too late.
Big round of applause for everybody, you know. We had a decent customs officer there, you know, but...
Well, what used to get me, when I used to take equipment out of the country, I mean, initially, for about the first 5 years, we used to go through this rigorous process of getting a carnet, listing every single item, every conceivable item. Then we'd have to get somebody to take this carnet to the customs people. No, the revenue people, wasn't it? I'm trying to think if it was revenue or customs now. It must have been customs, yeah. For them to sign it. And then...